Welcome back, guys. I'm Media Mentor, and today we're going to be starting a three-part series of taking $1,000 and turning it into $100,000. Now, I want to be going over the strategy, how to pick out the coins that are going to help you work on this strategy and achieve the goal, as well as what exchanges are the best to trade on, and a lot more that we're going to be talking out throughout this training series. Now, this is probably going to be either a 3 or 4-part series, so definitely stay around for all 3 videos or 4 videos. There's going to be a ton of value in this, and I really want to just share some things with you guys that I don't think a lot of people really talk about. So I want to start off with what exactly is the strategy. So if you're going to from $1,000, starting with $1,000 and taking that to $100,000, that's 100 times gain. And when you think about it like that, that is pretty tough to achieve unless you get lucky with an ICO or something like that. It's pretty tough to achieve that. But with cryptocurrency, I think that it's not going to be as tough as you might think when we really get into what the strategy is and how we're going to go about it. So I think the strategy is going to surprise you, but before we get into that, I just want to point out a few things, guys. What we're going to be using is we're going to be finding coins that are making small gains, but coins that are making small gains pretty often. So we're going to be using this trending tab, gainers and losers, as well as trade volume. We're going to be looking at different exchanges and their trade volume. We're also going to be using this front page to see what coins are getting the most volume daily and things like that. So I want to jump into a Google spreadsheet and really talk about the actual strategy. So like I said, we're going to be starting off with $1,000, right? And I know a lot of people want to get those gains of, say, 20%, 60%, 100%, 1,000%. That's mostly how I've been going about it, and really what I started. But let me tell you something. I started about last year, 2017. I really got into it at the beginning of summer, around July, and I did very well from July up until around this year, January, obviously, because we had a huge explosion in the market. Altcoins went crazy and a lot of things like that. However, I did make a mistake along the way. So for the most part, I sold off a lot of altcoins and made some good profit. However, the part where I made a mistake was I did in fact hold, because I thought, my emotions got into it. I thought, oh, I can just get even more for my money if I just hold. And then, of course, everybody knows end of January, the market just kind of tanked. So that's not what we're going to be doing. I know a lot of people just say hold. It's best to just hold, and I do agree with that, and that will be part of the portfolio, and I think everybody should have part of their portfolio set to holding. But if you only have $1,000, I think it's best to do what we're about to talk about. So guys, instead of going for a 10% gain, 20% gain, 30% gain, we're going to be going for a 5% gain. Now, how often do you need to reach this 5% gain? Now, what you need to do is basically reach a 5% gain a certain amount of days in the year to make $100,000. Now, we are going to be talking about a few other strategies throughout this video, but right now I just want to talk about this one. So I'm just going to pull this up for you real quick. Alright, so let me just fix this. Now guys, I know that this may seem difficult, but we're going to talk about why it's really not. So I'm just going to pull this down and see how many days we need to get to. So 84 days, see we're at 87,000. Pull it down even more. And alright, so we'll just come back a little bit. So guys, about 96 days of getting 5% on that money, and you can make $100,000. Now 96 days, that is about 3 months. So about a quarter of the year, you need to get 5% every single day for about, a quarter of the year. So that is pretty difficult to get, but I do want to talk about why we're going to make it a lot easier on you guys. So instead of doing that, we're going to bring this back a little. So we're going to take this 100,000, bring this back, and we're just going to start out with getting it to 10,000, okay? So let's bring this back, and let's just get up to 10,000, right? So it takes 49 days to get up to this point, $10,000. So that's about a little over a month. You need to get 5% a day. So it might take you 4 months, 3 months. Guys, that doesn't matter. We're still going to be reaching our goal, and it's going to involve a lot less stress on you guys. And what I recommend for those of you who have, say, $10,000 to start out with, I want you to start at this point. So when you're at that $10,000 mark, no matter how you plan to get there, I do recommend you just doing this because it's a lot easier. Oftentimes you can get 5% multiple times in a day, and this could take maybe 20 days for you guys. You know, it really just depends on the market as well as how much time you have to trade. But, you know, getting 5% does not take that long. A lot of the time, if you know how to pick the right coins, which we're going to be talking about in, you know, the next videos, you can get 5% multiple times a day or even every single day in only, say, you know, an hour. So what I want to talk about now is, okay, we're at this $10,401 mark, right? So let's take this and just go back and start over. So $10,401, right? So it took 49 days, and we're now at that mark. So delete that. Let's go back to 10,401, right? So 10,401. So we now have $10,000. However, we now have 10 variations of $1,000, right? So we now have $10,000. So we can divide that down to $1,000, $1,000, $1,000, you know, 10 times. And then we can put that into different coins. And this is where it gets really interesting, guys, because when you go at it like that, you can now get, you know, probably 10% per day, if not 20% per day, because what you're doing is you're getting 5% on 10 different coins. So if you know how to pick the right coins, you can, say, land between 2 to 4 coins per day that can bring you 5%. So what I want to do is bring this back down to $1,000. Bring this over here. Let's just say you can only get, you know, the minimum. All right, you get 2 coins out of your 10 coins, bringing you 5% a day, $1,000 in each coin, right? So we're gonna just say $1,000. We're getting 10%. So that's how much we're getting. So let's just fix this here. All right. And guys, this strategy is mainly to eliminate a lot of the stress as well as just make a lot of little wins along the way in order to, you know, really build that wealth up. So now we're going to drag this down and see how long it takes for us to get to 100,000. As you can see, it does not take very long, guys. So another 49 days. So in total, you're looking at about 100 days. However, a lot of this is going to be, you know, you're going to get, say, 5 coins that get 5% a day. Sometimes you'll get 8 coins if we're in a huge bull market that get 5% a day. Things like that. So also, you guys, once you really get familiar with this strategy, you could say some of the coins you're looking at to get maybe 40% a week, 20% a week. But I don't want to get into that just yet. We are going to touch on that in some of the later videos, you know, really building that wealth much quicker. But right now I just want to talk about this strategy that everybody could really use. So I'm going to eliminate this part because we're just trying to figure out how to get up to 100,000 right now. So that's about 100 days. All right. So let's take this back and just see what it would be like if, say, we did 4 coins, you know, 4 coins out of the 10 that we have. So we're getting 40% of our portfolio is you know, getting 5% a day. So let's try to figure this out. So we're getting 4 different coins, averaging 5% a day, which is making 20% for our total portfolio. So let's do the math here and just see how quick we can really do this, guys. If you really follow a complete strategy, you have a good strategy to follow, and you know what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, you know what the space is like, you really understand not only trading, but you understand cryptocurrency, you understand blockchain, you understand where this market is going. You can do this very easily, and a lot of the times you might be yielding, say, 30% a day, 40% a day. I don't know. It really depends on your skill and how disciplined you are when you are trading. So here we are. Let's just take it 20 days. All right, we're at $31,000, almost 32. Let's take it to 40 days. All right, way too far. So let's take that back. All right, so 26 days. If you guys can somehow get to this point, right now, say you're not averaging anything. Sometimes, most days you're making a loss because you don't really know what you're doing, or you're getting maybe 5% every couple days, few days. Maybe you're getting 20% in a month. Okay, we want to be at this point, and that whatever point you're at, you want to somehow get to this point. So you need to follow a strategy to get to that point, right? So like I said, we want to start off with 1,000. If you only have $1,000, for the people that have 10,000, this is what I say you do. Okay, you just start off here, and you follow a strategy that we're really going to get into more in these training videos. Okay, so for the people that only have 1,000, start off with 1,000, aim for 5% a day. Right, it's going to take you about 49 days or so to get up to that, or a little over a month to get up to that $10,000 mark. Once you're at that $10,000 mark, now you're here. And then once you follow a real strategy that you guys can really profit with, you can be at $100,000 in less than a month. Okay, and in total, this is going to be about 3 months. I'm putting it at 3 months, 4 months, because that's really what you guys can be at. Right, once you have that $10,000, it's a lot easier than you might think, because you have 10 different options, right? 10 different coins per day that could make you that 5%. So if you can just land 4 coins, and we're going to talk about how to pick the right coins to trade. If you can just get 4 of those coins to get 5% a day, you're looking at $100,000 in less than a month. And once you're at $100,000, okay, if you want to continue the strategy, you have 100 coins that could be getting 5% a day. Okay, guys, so let's just see what we can do then. All right, so 100 coins that could get 5% a day. So what? Let's just continue with this. Say we get 40 coins that get 5% a day, right? So we got to that $10,000 mark. We got up to $100,000 in about 3 months, right? Now this trading series is really going to be tailored towards you guys who only have $1,000 to start. We already covered how to get up to 10,000 and then get up to that 100,000. But I just want to show you guys really how simple it is. Once you break it down, you remove emotion and you just focus on the trading and how to pick real winners instead of chasing coins that maybe you're seeing people talk about a ton on YouTube or in the news, things like that. It all comes down to the fundamentals, guys, and what coins are really going to bring you those gains. So let's say 40 coins are getting you 5% a day. That's going to be 2 times. So instead of just making you're making 200%, so you're basically tripling your money. So let's do that. So we're basically achieving 200% a day now because we got up to $100,000, right, in 3 months, and now we are at $100,000, right? So let's get rid of this real quick. And I know some of you guys may be confused as to why. I just put this 3 here. Basically, the reason I put this 3 is because to get that 5%, you have to put 1.05. So we're up to 100 coins now because we have $100,000. So say you split that $100,000 up into 100. You now have 100 coins with $1,000 into each, right? So say, just like we did before, we had 4 out of the 10 coins getting 5% a day. So say now we have 100 coins, so we're still getting the same amount. So say we have 40 coins getting 5% a day, right? So we're picking the winners. We're doing well. We have 40 coins doing 5% a day, which adds up to 200% per day. Now, this may sound unrealistic, and it may be, but say you get, say you go 4 months and you get 5% per day on 40 coins in 10 days out of 4 months. Okay, so we're up to about 7 to 8 months now in our total trading, not even a year yet. So let's just do the math on this. All right, so 10 days out of the next 4 months once we have 100,000. All right, guys, just look at the gains right there. Okay, that is the kind of wealth building you guys need to be focused on. You need to remove the emotion, remove the coins that you think are going to do well. Okay, you need to focus on the fundamentals, and we're going to get into that throughout this training and things like that. Okay, guys, so we went from 1,000 to 10,000. However, you could just go from, start with that $1,000 for those of you who only have 1,000. However, I do recommend diversifying once you get up to 10,000, because then you have 10 coins with $1,000 in them. So either way, you're going to end up with $100,000 around the 90-day mark. So after about 3 months. Okay, so we're at 3 months, we have $100,000. We then split that up into 100 different coins with $1,000 in each, right? And we were getting, say, 40 coins that got 5% 10 days out of 4 months. So 10 days out of 4 months, you just have to land 10 days with 40 coins getting 5%. You could get more, you could get less, okay? But either way, 10 days, you're $19 million, guys. Just imagine what $19 million could do for you guys, right? I know what it could do for me. I'm at about the 6-figure mark, and I'm at this point in the strategy right now, okay? So this is the strategy that I am now using, and I want to really share this with you guys because this is how I got to $100,000, right? I did make a couple $100,000 from long-term holds, but I feel that the long-term hold days are kind of past us because some of my big winners were Sia Coin, Ethos, Redcoin, Dogecoin, just some random coins when I didn't really know what I was doing that I just would funnel money into and then ended up exploding in January, okay, as well as I had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, some of the top ones, Neo as well. Everything exploded in January. Okay, we're not at that point anymore. We need to really be rational and go for those small wins in order to end up with a lot more money, okay? So in the next couple videos, we're going to be going over how you guys can find different coins that are going to bring you guys 5% a day, as well as we're going to talk about what exchanges you should really just stick to and what kind of indicators, things like that, things on the chart that you can use to really make this system work very well. Now, guys, I do think that part of this is that you need to understand cryptocurrency as a whole as well as blockchain. So I am going to leave a link at the top of the description for some extra training for those of you who want to go above and beyond and possibly shrink this time that it takes you to make all this money into maybe a month or 2 months. Okay, so for those of you who want to go above and beyond, definitely click that first link in the description because that's going to teach you everything about blockchain, everything about cryptocurrency, everything about the entire market, mining, trading, holding, swing trading, just everything. The training is packed with just everything you need to know to become almost an expert on the entire space. right? So for those of you who want to do that, that link is in the first link in the description. However, for those of you who just want to continue with this series, I'm bringing a ton of value. Let's continue on to video 2. We're going to talk about how I go about finding these coins and how you guys can do it as well, and what you really need to look for in each one. So thanks guys for watching this first video. I hope you really enjoyed, and I hope you are ready to become one of, a better trader and really start to make some serious money instead of chasing coins that you think or other people think are going to make you huge amounts of money. So feel free to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. Follow us on Instagram and subscribe for more daily videos, and come back tomorrow for another one. Have a good one, guys.